So now let us explore understanding harmony in the self. We will explore into the activities of the self and see how harmony can be assumed, can be ensured among all the activities of the self, resulting into a state of continuous happiness. Because if we want to have a continuous happiness state, those are from the harmony of self only. Let us explore what are the activities of self. Activity of the self can be in terms of desire, thought, and expectations, which already we have listed. Desire, thought, and expectations. Desire is the name given to the activity of imaging. Desire is the name given to the imaging. You are making an image in the self. Desire is in the form of an image which have created within. Thought is the power for the activity of analyzing based on comparing various possibilities to fulfill your desires. Thought is the power for the activity to fulfill your desires. Expectation is the power for the activity of selecting based on tasting. Here we have come across desire. This is given to the name of activity of imaging. Next comes thought. Thought is the power for the activity of analyzing based on the comparing various possibilities. Expectation is the power for activity of selecting based on tasting. Activities of self are continuous. Already we have seen this. These powers of desire, thought, and expectations. These are the three activities of self: desire, thought, and expectation. These activities, desire, thought, and expectations, are continuous and inexhaustible. And the activities are very continuous by inherent nature. Activities of imaging, analyzing, and comparing and selecting, that is selecting, tasting, are always going on, whether we are aware of them or not. For everything, for food selection, for waking up in the morning, food selection, for breakfast, for lunch, for water, for soft drinks, for walking, cloth selection, for shelter, for career, whatnot. Always this goes on. Imaging, analyzing, comparing, and selecting, tasting are always going on. Activities together constitute, all these activities together constitute imagination. Imagination is not a single word. Generally, it looks like very simple, but imagination is a combination of initially imaging, then analyzing, comparing, selecting based on tasting. This combination, imaging is combination, imagination is combination of all this. These activities are together called imagination. We may not immediately be able to observe our desire, thought, and expectations distinctly, but it may be easier to see that something is going on within. One imagination or other is going on us all the time. You can observe clearly. Happiness and unhappiness depends on the state of imagination. If your imagination is harmony with your natural acceptance, you are in a state of happiness. So let us explore this. Imagination is combination of all this. That is, imaging, analyzing, comparing, and selecting, tasting. All this combination results to imagination. If this imagination is in harmony with our natural acceptance, you are in a state of happiness. If this imagination is contradiction to your natural acceptance, you are in a state of unhappiness. Imagination is combination of all these four. This must be in harmony with your natural acceptance, then you are in a state of happiness. If this imagination is contradiction to with our natural acceptance, you are in a state of unhappiness. So, imagination is expressed to the world outside in terms of behavior with human beings, and work with the rest of the nature. We have also referred to imagination as what I am and the natural acceptance as what I really want to be. So, imagination is what I am, natural acceptance is what I really want to be. If both these two are in harmony, we will be in state of happiness. If both these two are in disharmony, we will be in a state of unhappiness. That is, what I am, what I really want to be. If these two are in harmony, we will be in a state of happiness. Next, understanding the self as the concise entity, the body as the material entity. I have been talking about self and the body, isn't it? Self as the concise entity, conscious entity, body as the material entity, self, conscious entity, body, material entity, right? Let us distinguish between these two types of entities. Suppose we ask a question now, who is talking, seeing, thinking, recognizing, assuming, etc.? The natural answer you will give is I. I am thinking, I am seeing, I am thinking, I am recognizing, I am assuming, isn't it? Who is talking means I am talking. This I, that is Jivana in Sanskrit, which has the characteristics of being aware or being conscious. Being aware or being conscious. That is why self is conscious entity, body is material entity. Thus, it is also called consciousness, Chaitanya, consciousness. It is also aware that I am this feeling, I am this feeling, that I am is the beginning, our gateway to understand this consciousness. The activities of assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling with the capacity for knowing I. Last session we have seen different activities like assuming, recognizing, fulfilling, imaging, etc. All these capacities for knowing I. Thus, we can conclude that consciousness or a conscious entity has the activities of knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. So, conscious entity, there are two things. We have been talking about these two, that is body and self. Self is the conscious entity, body is the material entity. For self, that is conscious entity, the activities are knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. That's it. At the other side, knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling can be called as a conscious entity or consciousness or I, that is also called Jivan. Hence, we can now say that any entity that does not have the activities of knowing and assuming is not a conscious entity. Entity does not have the activities of knowing and assuming. If the entity is having the activities of knowing and assuming, that is conscious entity. Does not have these activities, it is not a conscious entity. Similarly, any entity that has the activity of recognizing and fulfilling only can be called as material entity. As we have already seen in this is the basic difference between I and I, that is conscious entity, and body, material entity. So, self, that is I, is a conscious entity, body is the material entity, that is physiochemical in nature. The I desires things, selects. I desire things, selects, while the material entity body performs material activities, about which you have already studied. The conscious entity, that is I, has knowing, assuming, recognizing, and fulfilling. Let us further explore This is the comparison table between I, this is conscious entity, body, material entity. First needs, what are the needs for I? Trust, respect, that is happiness. Trust, respect, happiness, that is sukha. You require them continuously, qualitatively, not quantity. Half kg of respect, 1 meter of happiness, not like that. It's a qualitative. These needs are fulfilled by how? Right understanding and right feelings. What are the activities? Desiring, thinking, etc. Similarly, knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. This is non-material, conscious. Coming to the body, that is material, what are the needs? Food, clothes, physical facilities. It requires suvidha. This is suvidha, this is sukha. All the needs are with respect to time, temporary. They are required, all the food qualities, etc. Food, clothes, etc. we require quantitative, not qualitative. Fulfilled by acquiring food, clothes, shelter, etc. What are the activities of physical body? Breathing, heartbeat, etc. Recognizing and fulfilling. Whereas for self, recognizing, fulfilling, knowing and assuming. This knowing and assuming will not come in body. This is physiochemical. Whereas for I, this is conscious. That is why I is called conscious entity, body is called material entity. This is the best categorization between I and body. Now we have been talking about coexistence of body and I. That is why thus we can write human being is self, coexistence of self and body. What is self? Conscious entity that desires, things, imagines, etc. What is body? Material entity. Physiochemical activities like digesting, heartbeats, etc. This is knowing, assuming, recognizing, fulfilling. It has only knowing, recognizing and fulfilling. Knowing and assuming will not be there in physical body. So human being is thus a coexistence of self and material body. Whether we accept or not, whether we are aware of it or not, any human being is coexistence of self and body, conscious and material. To make more explicit, we can write self. I has acceptance of coexistence with the body. I directs to make available physiochemical conditions for the body. Information reaches to body. I takes decisions and instructs the body. Body is an only instrument. Decisions are taken by I, conscious. I coexistence with the body. I and my body keep exchanging informations. Hope you have understood. See here. Self, that is I, conscious entity. Body, physiochemical entity. Material entity, conscious entity. From body to I, what comes? Body coexistence with I. Information comes to self. Like body coexistence with I, body cannot decide or instruct. Body makes available information, sensations to the self. Only it senses and gives instructions or rather informations to the I. Body alone cannot decide or instruct. Self only takes instructions.